Good afternoon, YouTube fam. We're back for another episode on the mighty transporter. As you can see, I've stripped off the front bumper, headlights, grille, etc, etc. I noticed that this end of the crash bar seems to be a bit bent down, but I'm hoping it'll fit back together. Looks like I haven't painted it, and you're right, I haven't. I have been prepping it though, so we'll get a new wing for here. You can see in the door it's been filled and filled and filled and sanded and filled. I've also welded up the lock holes, filled them back up. They're now ready for paint. Down this side I've done the wheel arch, and when I took the back bumper off I noticed this, which was a bit of a bummer. Looks like it's a crunch at some point, but it just seems to be this corner section that's bent. The rest of it seems okay, and the bumper bracket sits on these bolts here, so it's not affected. I was going to replace this arch with a new welding one, but I don't think I'm going to bother because I think it's savable. I think it's maybe just been a bit too fussy, so I shall try and save it, see what it looks like, and if it still looks okay, I'll just paint it. Taking the back bumper off, the back lights off, and I've been filling up the holes, dents, etc. for all these locks. That big one and then the bottom filled. There's a lock there. There's another lock here. It's all filled. I took that off to get the rust underneath there treated. So also around the back. I've also done some on the roof, as you can see. Now we're around the back though. I was considering welding up these screw holes where the self-tappers have been, but I might just leave it because I'm planning doing a full panel on this back door. You can see I've sound deadened it, that's what else I've been up to. This has just been epoxy primed just to stop it getting any worse, but there's still quite a lot of bits to fill. You can see a dent there, etc. There's quite a few dents and things. I filled all these reveals, gave them a coat as well, same on this side, same on the door. Also filled in the holes that were cut out for the locks. That needs a bit of a sand, but it'll get there. The floor inside, underneath all this dust, I actually cleaned it all down, and I welded all the holes where the screws for the flooring had gone through the floor, and then I've just coated it in hammerite, which I know people have got various opinions on, but I had the hammerite so it went down. I've been sound deadening the wheel arches on the panels. I've not done this one because I was trying to push out a dent on it unsuccessfully. I've also been busy cutting out all the ply lining I've got for the ceiling and these wall panels at the back, and also for the bottom, the sliding doors. I'm considering putting a window in. I've got a window for free, but it's been used, so I don't really know if I want to use it again. So that's the back. These are the seats that I'm putting in. An Audi S3. And on that note, I've been getting some adapter plates made up. That's them in the back there, sitting in the garage. Made them out of 5mm stainless. That's the new front bumper, which I've started sanding down. Bit of a job. I should have got one that was flat rather than a textured one. Here's my new welder. It's a belter. Works well, to be fair. It's a 200 amp MIG. I've been using it for filling out the lock holes with. And a headlight. I've got some new headlights somewhere. Forgotten where I've put them. So that's the van. This door handle here, it doesn't even pull out, so I don't know how the hell I'm going to get it out. There's obviously something amiss with it. I'll need to sort it out, possibly in that mechanism somehow. I also take off the headliner. The sound deadened it, but I'll go on to that in a minute. Carpet's still sitting there, all the filler and paint and stuff there. As you can see, I just hammerated the whole lot of the floor. I took out the section between the front and the back. There's like a thin kind of lip like this that runs along the floor. Continues on from there, runs along the floor. I've taken it out, ground it out, and then just ground it down flush with the existing floor, and then also painted it with hammerite. So that's where we're at in here. I'll go and show you what else I've been painting. Before I do that, I'll show you this. This is the back quarter panel. You can see the line that runs along there. That was a rather large indentation. Now I bought a dent removing machine, which turned out to be a pile of crap, Chinese rubbish, and it kept blowing fuses even on my 32 amp supply, so there's an issue with the transformer, it turns out. Now I'm going to weld in a panel here, but I wanted to get this out as much as I could, so what I ended up doing was MIG welding some tabs on, well, a hole drilled in the end, and then pulling it out with my slide hammer. Still not too bad a job, but you can see there's a bit of filler in there still, and it needs a bit more work to get it flat. Down here it was all oil cannon, which is where you press it and it flexes in and out, because the steel had been stretched obviously with the dents and whatnot. So what I did was I got a blowtorch onto the high spots, went round in a circular motion, heating up the whole part of the panel for a good few minutes until it was extremely hot. Then I got my cold cloth and immediately put it onto the water, onto the heated area, and you could hear it pulling it back. It's actually shrinking the metal as it did so. So I did that in quite a few areas around here. You can kind of see the state of the paint. However, it's now solid. It's not going anywhere. It's not bending anywhere, not flexing anywhere, so it's pretty solid. So what I will do is I'll finish off this area, and then around the arch I'll be cutting out a section roughly where my hand's going, and I'll weld that in. I've also been more keyholes, more keyholes, more keyholes. I've also taken off the sill because it was damaged, it was bent right up, and I got a new sill. This is it here. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend them, because this section here needs to be at least another inch longer to cover the underside of the inner sill. There's a little bit of rust on this part here, so as you can see I've just welded in a new section. I've treated all this as well, all the top part. I've just got to treat these areas down here, rust proofer, Q-rust them, and then I'll get it welded in. I need a new one of these, whatever they're called. If anybody could drop into the comments what it's actually called, that would be great. At least I'd know what I'm looking for. And I've prepping it so that I've been sanding all these reveals and the doors, etc. And I took off there's like a rubber strip that runs along here. It's just a 3M rubber seal. I took all that off because when it's getting painted, obviously I don't want to be painting over seals. I used a toffee hammer to get rid of most of it. Worked a treat. On this side, again, more filling, sanding, filling. Same with the roof, filling and sanding, etc. Quite a few bits on the side. It's kind of hard to pick them out in this light, but that's as far as I've been with it. I'll show you what else I've been up to. So this is where the magic happens. I've taken all the panels out of the van, the lower dashboard ones mostly, and I've painted them with base coat. There's one of them. Painted the door cards as well. A lot of preparation in it, but it's turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. Nice dark colour. Not a fan of the grey, beige, whatever it is. Standard ones, I think it looks crap. So they're now like Schwarz Grau, as it's called. It's a 2K paint. Just base coat with a little bit of hardener in it, a splash, tiny splash, and obviously thinners, thinned down 2 to 1. It's MIPA that I used. Put it through my spray gun at 2 bar. Done all the rest of the bits. Handbrake parts, that's the part that's under the gear lever. A pillars, B pillar covers, the visors for the headliner. Some other panels down the bottom there. And I did the steps as well. So I'm really quite happy with how they all turned out. To be honest, I think it'll make a huge difference to the inside of the van when it's done. Show you the headliner. So this is a headliner. I got a litre of fabric dye and I put on about 5 fairly reasonable coats on it. I didn't want to put on too much at once, obviously, and it's turned out alright, to be fair. I did use a litre of it, so just watching you spraying it, you don't get lines in it. That looks like lines, but that's just in the camera for some reason. In real life you can't actually see them. I bought myself a new light because the standard one's rubbish. This is off a Polo, as you can see, the exact same fitting as the transporter, plugs straight in, and I'll just need to enlarge that hole to fit it in. There's a Jesus handle, it's done as well. So that's as far as I've got with the van. Not a huge amount done, but I've been up to other things as well, trying to sell vans and such like, which I eventually have done. I'm a crafter, I've done a bit of work in it. But next time with the transporter I'll be painting it. I'm hoping to get it epoxy primered before the winter sets in, because I'm going to have to paint it outside. So that'll be for another thrilling instalment. So thanks very much for coming along and having a look at my video, I appreciate it. Some more painting work I just remembered about. Seat bases, they're just primered. Top one's off the crafter, bottom 2 off the transporter. Turned out alright. I'm going to give them a coat of black, obviously, then a coat of clear. But like I say, thanks very much for watching, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, I'll appreciate it even more, and might come back with some more of these videos for you. So thanks very much, peace out, bye.